Hi everybody and welcome to the Manager Matt podcast. I know, you're probably thinking this is not a podcast. Well done, this is not a podcast, this is a video cast. But what I've done is I've moved myself from totally being on the audio podcast arena, which I've done for the last 3 years, and looked at moving into something more visual. So you get to see my face and get to see the expressions that it pulls. Don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. But don't worry, those who've listened for years, the podcasts are still going to be on the same format. The whole idea of this is just to move to new and expand it to people who like to use the more visual formats. Totally understandable. I do myself. Whenever I'm doing any research or anything that I'd like to interest of how to do, I'll click on YouTube. But the whole premise is, what is this show about? Well, this whole show is designed to give you, a manager or a leader, a chance to learn skills from a practical person who's done it for years. My name is Matthew Haddock, and I've got 25 years plus of management experience. I'd like to share that with you on these formats so you can learn how to improve your leadership skills within the business you are. If you're new to leadership, this should give you some real good chances to expand your knowledge, to look at how you can do things differently, or even just ask those silly questions you don't know who to ask. If you've been around a while, there's still nothing wrong from that. Every day is a learning day in my world, so there's a chance for you to learn something new. Now, we've all probably got a bookshelf full of different books. 12 ways of doing this, 7 areas of being this, 5 things to do before you go to bed. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some great people have written those books in the past. All I'm doing is giving it a practical sense to it. So what do you get when you watch these casts? Well, you get short, very snappy information. They won't go on for more than 10 or 15 minutes, which is great in a busy world. Who's got time? And also you can listen to it a few times if you miss the points. But what will it give you? Well, it looks at how you can deliver results through others and how you can become better at leading or managing. And how do you do that? Well, let's go back to the basics. How do you motivate a team? How do you give good feedback? How do you do a one-to-one? How can you delegate better? How can you make the KPIs work for you? How do you work across departments better? These are all the subjects that I'll be covering in these casts that you can listen to. And of course, I'll be open to that big one, the feedback gift. So if there is any feedback you want to give me, please either put it in the comments or email at managermattpodcast@gmail.com. It'd be interesting to look at what your problems you're seeing as a manager and a leader and what you would like me to cover in future shows. But as this is the first show, we'll keep it quite snappy. Thank you for listening. Please click below where there's a few more shows you can listen to, but I'm hopefully going to get these out every week to you. So until then, it's goodbye from Manager Matt. Speak soon.